Why is it that I'd be willing to give up losing 100 pounds for a bottle of soda? All right, we're going to talk about that in this episode. Let's go. Welcome to the Overweighted Podcast, where we get real about the struggles of being obese and needing to lose a whole lot of weight. My name's Malaika. I'm your host, weight loss mentor and coach. Join me on my personal weight loss journey to lose about 200 pounds, and as I share my very real experiences, plus some simple, successful, and sustainable weight loss tips and mindset shifts so that we can mark lose weight off of our to-do list for good. So in this episode, we are going to talk about why we give up what we want long term for what we want in the moment. So we're not just going to talk about why, but I'm also going to give you some ways to change that, because long-term weight loss results or being healthy is what we really want more than that snack or treat or whatever that thing is in the moment. So let's talk about how we can change that. Before I do that, I want to let you know that I am hosting the Kingdom Women's Virtual Health Summit. It's coming up at the end of May 22nd through the 26th. Like I said, it's virtual, so it will be all online. And if you can't make it live, you will have access to the replays as well for 48 hours after each day. And you want to get registered for free at kwvhs.com. kwvhs.com. Of course, that link is going to be in the show notes, but we are not just talking about physical health. We are going to be going over financial health, relational health, business and career health, as well as some women's health issues, holistic health, and also healthy beauty and your emotional health. So we are covering all aspects of health. This year's theme for the Kingdom Women's Virtual Health Summit is becoming whole and holy. And so we want to make sure that you have tools to help you in all areas of your life so that you can become whole and holy. So make sure to go register for free at kwvhs.com. All right, so let's talk about this. So I know in the past, before I started on this particular weight loss journey where I've actually stuck with it and kept the weight off this time, I would, I would be motivated. I would do all the things I wanted to do to start eating healthier or moving my body more. And then at some point I would stop. I would just give in. I would just say, I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to go ahead and eat what I want to eat. I want to have my snacks. I want to have my sweets. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about why we do that, because I have a feeling I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that has done that before on their weight loss journey. And it's funny because we really want to lose the weight. We want to be healthier. We want to be at that smaller size for whatever your reasons may be. But we are willing to basically trade that in for whatever we want in the moment. And I think the reason that we do that is different for multiple people. My reason is not necessarily going to be the same thing as your reason. Mine may just be that I have a craving that I can't overcome. I'm lacking self-control or self-discipline. It could be for someone that addiction runs in their family, and so the sugar addiction is their thing. It could even just be an emotional response, and so when you have maybe stress in your life, that's a trigger for you to go turn to sweets or whatever your thing is, or it could be habits, right? So there could be so many multiple reasons why you may be giving up what you want long term for what you want in the moment. And so that really takes some reflection and then some mental work, some work on your mindset and work on your heart as well to be able to change that. And so really, I want to encourage you to sit down and journal when you're having those moments come up. Journal like, well, what just happened here? Why did I end up turning to that thing? Why did I end up having that food or that sweet or that snack instead of sticking to the plan that I set for myself to lose weight? And take some time to journal that out so you can start to uncover some of your reasons why you trade what you want long term for what you want in the moment. But I want to give you 4 things that I think will help you as well. And so, like I always tell you, don't try to do everything at once. Just focus on one thing. And then once you have that down, then you can go on to the next. So I think one of the reasons that we may trade what we want long term for what we want in the moment is because we are lacking vision. And so if we have no vision and we don't know where we're going, we don't know what's ahead, then we'll easily give that up for what we want right now, because what we want right now and in the moment is going to seem so much more real than what's ahead, right? I was just talking with Brittany Jones at the All My Favorite People podcast, and we were talking about this, how, maybe when you're 80, you don't want to have to walk with a walker, but you have to do the work and the movement now and strengthen your body now so that that doesn't have to be the outcome for you later. And however, we tend to kind of think that's a little too far off and we're only looking at right now. And I will link to that podcast episode in the show notes as well. But it's so easy for us to forget about the fact that we potentially have so many years ahead of us that we're willing to give it up for what's right in front of us. And so I would suggest sitting down and writing out a vision for your life, writing out a vision of who you want to become, what your life would look like. What does the you that has lost the weight and that is at your healthiest, thriving state, what does that you version look like? And write that out. What are you doing? How are you eating? What places are you going to that maybe you weren't going to before? How are you dressing even? And really map that out and take a look at what your life would look like on the other end of your weight loss journey. And I think that will help to pull you through in those times when you're wanting to just turn to the snacks and having that vision. You could even make a vision board for yourself and have that up for you. If you need to put it on your refrigerator, you can put it there. And so that way you have something that you are seeing and connecting with daily to remind you of the vision that you have for yourself, and that right now isn't forever, right? And so the decisions that we make today affect what happens and what our life looks like in the future. And what your life looks like today is a reflection of the decisions you made in the past. So if we want our life to be different, we have to start making the changes now so that our future looks different than what our present looks like. So having a vision for your life is going to be one of the things that's going to help you to not trade in what you want long term for what you want in the moment. The other thing I think that happens is that we are just not prepared. And so it's so easy to give up what I want long term for what I want in the moment if I'm not prepared, like say with meals, right? So if I don't make a meal plan, if I haven't meal prepped, it's a lot easier for me when I'm stressed or I'm short on time to just want to run through the drive-through because I may be anxious in the moment, I may be stressed and I'm hurried. And so I just need to grab something to feed myself or feed the kids. And so I don't think about I have this long-term goal. I'm just thinking about I got to get this done. I got to get these meals in these bellies right now, right? So preparation is one of those things that I believe is going to help us to not give up what we want long term for what we want in the moment. And so being prepared, like I said, whether that's looking like you sitting down and writing out a meal plan for the week, or if you take a day and do your meal prepping for the week, or even like me, if you are just getting up early in the morning and then planning out your meals for that particular day, being prepared is going to help you on this weight loss journey. So the third reason I think we tend to give up what we want long term for what we want in the moment is that we are focused on behavior modification instead of heart transformation. And drop the mic on that. I did not make up that quote. That actually came from Brittany's pastor, and she had mentioned that to me. And I believe her pastor is Don Cousins, so shout out to him for coming up with that. But behavior modification versus heart transformation, right? So just like January 1st, we're trying to go in and do all of the things without backing it up and really thinking about why are we doing all of these things, right? We can try to do all the meal prepping, add in all the movement that we want. But if there's really no reasons why we are doing these things, if we're really not getting to the heart of the issue of why we're doing them, and also why we were doing the unhealthy behaviors before, it'll be so much easier for us to fall back into those unhealthy behaviors. And so we really need to have that heart transformation. We need to sit down and change our thoughts, which lead to the way we feel about something, which that's going to lead to the things that we believe about that thing, which is going to give us the actions that we're taking. So if we're not going back and changing our mindset, then we're going to eventually end up going back to those same actions and that unhealthy behavior. So really focusing on heart transformation is one of those things that's going to help us in this area. And the fourth thing that I wanted to mention, and that I think can cause us to give up what we want long term for what we want in the moment, is lack of support. And I am such a big proponent of having accountability and having support, whether you are joining us in Transformation Tribe or you just have a couple of friends that support you and hold you accountable. It really is beneficial for you on your weight loss journey, and you want to have that in place, especially in the beginning. Because in the beginning, sometimes we need that outside influence to help us to stay disciplined until we can get to that point where we've grown to where we can have more self-discipline or self-control. Or it may even be now that it's just a part of our routine and something we just do automatically. But having that accountability and support in the beginning of our weight loss journey is so key and will really help us in this area of not giving up what we want long term for what we want in the moment. So if you're having one of those moments where maybe you're breaking down and you're about to go give into that craving, having someone that you can call on to support and encourage you or pray for you is really going to help you. So find yourself a support system, so that way you have someone that can help hold you accountable. And even if you guys meet weekly or monthly, whether it's on Zoom or even if it's just a text group where you're texting each other, I believe it will really help you in this area. So that was 4 things that can really help you stay focused on what you want in the future instead of giving it up for what you want in the moment. Hope that was helpful for you, and I would love for you to join us for the Kingdom Women's Virtual Health Summit. Like I said, you can register for free at kwvhs.com. Again, the link is in the show notes for you, and I will see you next time. All right, bye-bye. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you got any value out of this or something just really resonated with you, can you do me a favor and leave a review? It helps others find the show so that it could help them too. Also, I'd love to connect with you on other platforms. I'm Malaika Burley on IG and YouTube. And go grab my free webinar, The 5 Keys to Simple, Successful, and Sustainable Weight Loss at malaikaburley.com. And of course, all of those links are in the show notes. Thanks again and have a blessed day.